Right. So, first and foremost, very good morning to everybody. Nice to see so many of you here with us on a wonderful Thursday morning. Thankfully, it's not too hot out. I do know the whole lockdown and all that can get pretty depressing. Eh? Locked inside your own house for days on end, weeks on end is a tad depressing. But then here, what we're going to talk to you about today could, to an extent, alleviate that depression, could make you a little more active, could make you a little more, aligned to the world around you, and will keep you completely at peace. I think that's what is most important. So, some of you have heard about Reiki, a lot of you haven't heard about Reiki, perfectly fine. Ashin here today talks about this concept called Reiki. So I was just showing the picture of our guru here. You can see him right there in the back. His name is Dr. Mikao Usui, Japanese gentleman. He was basically a professor. He's basically a teacher who wanted some answers about life and answers about his own destiny. So he went atop a mountain in Japan, started doing some, in Hindu religious mythology, you have the tapas and you have people meditating, sadhus and yogis for years on end, the Himalaya mountains, etc. So he also did that. He didn't come to Himalayas. He was in his own home country of Japan. He went to a mountain called Fujiyama, meditated there. Then one divine force, divine energy came and told him that, see, I am all around you. I am available for free. It's up to you how you use me and improve your life. And that's how this concept of Reiki came to being. So Re means universal, Ki means energy. So Reiki is simply the practice of taking that universal energy, sort of modifying it to your requirements and actually implementing it in your life. So that's what Reiki is. Now, I had a lot of people ask me a lot of doubts, so I'll clarify it at this moment of time itself. Is pranic healing related to Reiki, or, can someone use Reiki possibly in a negative sense of the way and, do some hocus pocus, black magic? No, absolutely not. Reiki, the only thing about it is positive, positive, and positive. There's nothing negative. And if you go searching for negativity in Reiki, you will not find it. It's a very positive science. It's a very positive healing methodology, right? So I'll just hand it over to my father, who will give you a little more insight into what Reiki is and what it means for you.
So good morning, friends. My name is Nagesh. I'm a retired civil servant. I was with the government of Karnataka for more than 29 years. 2011, I started my practice with Reiki. I learned the 3 levels. Then after that, I became a master. Before going into the technicalities of what the healing is, how to heal yourself, how to heal others, I'd like to tell you that Reiki is not just about health or about healing. There are multiple facets to Reiki. That is why I call Reiki a magic pill. I'll tell you about 7 or 8 instances how Reiki can help you in your daily life. Then we can come back to these different concepts of Reiki or stages of Reiki. See, the first thing in Reiki, when you learn Reiki, you can start or you can energize a wish list. What is a wish list? Wherever we go for a session, we ask the participants to take a piece of paper and write down what they want. See, you cannot wish for the sun, moon, stars, or whatever. Like say, you may wish there's a function in the house, you may want it to go about smoothly. Then your son or daughter is attending an interview. You can send Reiki energy to the future so that the interview goes on very well. You may be surprised, Reiki can be used to recover lost documents. Why I'm enunciating all this is to show that Reiki is not only about health. It has multifaceted proportions. As I told you about missing documents, many people come to us saying that their passports are lost, their property documents are lost. They request us to trace it for them. So what I do is I don't go to anybody's place. I sit in my meditation, I sit in my Reiki room. I draw a symbol. You believe me, you get back the lost items very quickly. So this is transferring energy to the future, transferring Reiki to the future. Now, when suppose you are going for a journey, you can send Reiki and see that the journey goes off smoothly. I remember when I visited the Eiffel Tower, I drew a protection spell for all the family members. The visit went off very without any hiccups. Then the next day I read in the paper that there was a major blackout in Paris in which people are stranded for hours on the lift in the Eiffel Tower. So what I'm trying to convey is you can use Reiki to program your journeys, to send Reiki to the future, recovering lost documents. And the most important thing which I would credit Reiki is you can purify the food. You can purify the drinking water. So when you go to a hotel, when you learn the first level Reiki, with your hands you can purify your food. You can purify you can see that there are no side effects of medicines. So these are and apart from this, Reiki you can also use for treating plants. You may be surprised how you can give Reiki to plants. You can see that a plant which is given Reiki flowers well. It gives a lot of fruits. Similarly, animals which are stressed, you can see, especially at the time of the festivals, where a lot of crackers are burst, where the dogs tend to become very nervous, very scared. You can give Reiki to them. So why I mentioned all this is to show that Reiki is not merely connected to the health aspect. Reiki is a multifaceted thing. In fact, Reiki is called a magic pill.
Right. So all the participants, I would request Nidhi ma'am at this moment, if they may be unmuted, because I would like for them to repeat what I'm saying along with me. These are very relevant things. And these are things when repeated or when recited along with me will automatically enhance your energy level. So I'd request the participants to participate along with me, right? There are 5 principles which drive Reiki, which need to be incorporated in your everyday life. Very simple. The first principle says, just for today, I'll not worry.
I will not worry.
Just for today,
I will not worry.
I will not worry.
I will not worry.
Just for today, I will not worry.
Today, I will
Great,
not worry.
wonderful,
Just for
wonderful.
today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not worry.
Just for today, I will not worry.
Just for today, I will not worry.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. The second one, just for today, I will not be angry.
Just for today, I will not be
I
angry.
will not be angry.
Today, I will not
Just
be
for
angry.
today, I will not be
Today, I will not be
angry.
angry. Just for today, I will not be angry.
Just for today, I will
Today, I will
not
not
be
be
angry.
angry.
Wonderful. See, I sense so much of energy coming from the audience when you're telling this along with me. You're internalizing those principles. Very nice. Excellent. Just for today, I'll do my work honestly.
Just for today,
I'll do my work
Work
on.
honestly. For today, I will do my work
I will do my
honestly.
work
Just
honestly.
for today, I will do
Just
my
for
work
today, I will
honestly.
do my work
Just
honestly.
my work
Just
honestly.
for
Great,
today, I
great.
will
Today, I
do
will
my
do
work
my work
honestly.
honestly.
Wonderful, wonderful. The fourth one, just for today, I will be
Just for
grateful for my blessings.
Just for today, I will
Full of my many blessings. Just for today, I'll be grateful for my many. Just for today, I'll be grateful for my many blessings.
for my blessings.
Very nice.
Today, I'll be
Many
grateful for my blessings.
Just for today, I will be grateful for my many blessings. Many blessings.
Just for today, I will be grateful for my many blessings.
Just for today, I'll be kind to my neighbor and all living things.
Just for
Today,
Today,
I
I
will
will
be
be
my neighbor and all living things.
Just for today,
Kind to my neighbor and all living things. Today I will be kind to my
neighbors
all
and
living
Great,
things.
great.
living things.
Wonderful,
Just for
wonderful.
today, I'll be kind and grateful for the living things. Just for today,
So
I'll be kind and living things.
Just for today,
all 64 people, all of us, including us, you're already one step closer on your journey towards self-healing and Reiki. Wonderful. These 5 principles is something that you can chant to yourself every day. You see, which is in the white box here. You can keep telling this to yourself every day. It's very good. It's very powerful. And you see the impact it makes on your life. You can try it just as an experiment. All right. Fine. So why sort of, what are the different things which are there in Reiki? There are many, many levels. You have basics of Reiki, which goes across 3 levels. You have something called symbol-based healing, where we use certain symbols. It comes at a later stage, of course. And there is also something called Karuna Reiki. You see the yellow box here. Interestingly, I hope all of us are aware of the Puttaparthi Sai Baba. Not Shirdi, not the Shirdi man. The other man, the man with the afro. Puttaparthi Sai Baba. Right. So Puttaparthi Sai Baba is actually to thank for this discipline of Reiki called Karuna Reiki. Puttaparthi Sai Baba has given his knowledge, has given his spirituality towards the creation of this Reiki.
In fact, Sai Baba, Puttaparthi Sai Baba gives a symbol called Shanti. That is, you learn it when you come to the second level. When I draw the symbol on myself, it will remove the inner fears. See what happens every day watching the TV. We are exposed to so much negativity on the TV. All these channels trying to raise their TRP. So quietly draw the Shanti on your forehead. So this is the symbol given by Puttaparthi Sai Baba to remove fears, to calm the mind. Okay.
Now we are sort of getting a brief idea, brief insight into what Reiki actually is. Now you'll be interested to know, and I'm sure a lot of us have just Om to this one. A lot of us are aware of Om, right? Sometimes you may meditate, sometimes you may chant on it. You may do that when you wake up in the morning, when you're going to bed at night, whatever point of time during the day. Sometimes you tend to focus on Om. So the interesting symbol which everyone knows.
Om. Om is a part of Karuna Reiki. Karuna Reiki, Karuna andre enu andre compassion. So in Karuna Reiki, one symbol I talked to you about is Shanti. The other symbol is Om. So continue. What is Om?
Yeah, so when you look at Om, right, it has so many different aspects to it. One, Om connects us to the universal vibration. 2, Om gives you some of the best sleep you would have gotten in your life, because I do understand that a lot of us sometimes are plagued by sleep problems. I understand that. So keeping that in mind, when you are going ahead and doing Om, it is going to help you disconnect from the outside world and get you very, very good sleep. Om reduces stress. Om helps you control emotions. Om helps you increase energy. And you will be surprised. Om has 3 parts. There is a there is a O, and there is a M. The A sound, if you chant it scientifically, it's known to strengthen your spinal cord. People, sometimes you have back pain, you have back problems. In Om, when you're chanting it, stress a lot on the part of the Om chant. And the more you chant Om, the more you can bring in miracles into your life. It helps you manifest a lot of positive things, right? As we go on ahead, I'll just tell you how you can use Reiki in conjunction with the Om symbol.
Vinay, before you move on to the next step, there was a question from Mr. Yashpal asking any posture like holding hands while chanting the 5 principles?
Anything you want. See, what I would suggest is in yoga, we do this thing called Sukhasana, right? Yoga. Sit, basically. If you want, you can cross your legs and sit, or sit on a chair comfortably, any position which you like, which is comfortable for you. See, because ladies and gentlemen, one thing I'd like to reiterate, Reiki, the process learning should not become another burden to you. Never. We are here today, Reiki is here today to bring about a positive difference in your life and make things better. As entirely based on your convenience. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Do it as your convenience.
Now, some people ask, suppose I learned Reiki sometime back, I learned it 5 years back. What do I have to relearn it? No. Once you learn Reiki, it stays with you for life. And there's no such thing as a side effect in Reiki. Because Reiki, yeah.
So learning Reiki is like driving the car, riding the cycle, swimming, breathing. You can't forget it, right? Once you learn it in your life, it's there with you forever. Yeah.
One more thing I would like to mention, as I told you earlier, Reiki is not only about healing, it is multifaceted. See, you can use Reiki to find lost friends. You may be wondering how it can happen. You can discover lost relationships. I discovered all my schoolmates through Reiki. Now I will give you one instance. When we went to Malaysia, I found an elderly couple separated from their children and grandchildren. They came by the wrong lift. Then they do not know any other language except Hindi. It is getting dark. Then they are very scared. They don't know what to do. They approached us. Told my son, without telling them, let us draw the symbol. We draw a symbol called Seiki. So when I draw the symbol, it helps you find your lost relations. We drew the symbol, forgot, and came out. After 10 minutes, we find all of them together. So this is Seiki. So in Reiki, you find lost relationships, lost documents, lost acquaintances. And one more thing I would like to tell you is you can use Reiki for removing addictions. This is also an interesting thing. Addiction to smoking, drinks, long hours on the internet. All this can be done through help of Reiki, through which we draw certain symbols.
Right. So now, the question you can, or rather, I'll recollect and I'll recount my own experience for you. See, learning Reiki or getting into the emotion or the feeling of Reiki is a very personal thing, and some may believe, some may not believe. I stand before you here today, or I sit before you here today as the biggest non-believer of Reiki. He started Reiki back in 2011. He became attuned to the first couple of levels, and then he was doing his own healing. But I ridiculed it every step of the way. I said, nah, it's all hocus pocus magic. I don't know what this is. I don't believe it. Biggest non-believer. But then, what happened is at one point of time, career. So I've had a corporate career, and what happened was extreme amount of stress and extreme amount of tension was there. The optic nerve in my right eye was completely destroyed. When I say destroyed, I mean destroyed. I didn't have a functioning nerve in the right eye. It's sort of like your electric wires which are in the walls of our house. You have an insulation and then you have the copper wire. In my case, the insulation melted completely, 2 copper wires touching each other, short circuiting. So I was able to see Usha Chawla ji 1, 2, 3. I was able to see Mini Ma'am 1, 2, 3. I was seeing in 3 different things. Both my eyes couldn't focus and see only a single person. And at this point of time, I actually went and met my master, who's a grandmaster of Reiki, and he just did some basic bit of healing for me. Didn't take too much of time at all. But you wouldn't believe this happened to me back in 2014 by His grace, God's grace, and Reiki's grace. I've never had any problem with my eye. I'm able to see properly. It happened only once. The last 7 years I've been trouble-free. So that's just my own small story which I wanted to share with you. And that all that miracle happened thanks to Reiki. So I am forever indebted to it. It made a huge, huge difference in my life. And I'm pretty sure, as we move up ahead down the road, it'll make a huge, immense difference in each and every one of your lives.
So in what we aim at doing is making every home a Reiki home. Making every home a Reiki home, wherein, as I said, the process of learning is very simple. You may ask whether there is any age limit to learn Reiki. No, there is no age limit. Anybody can learn. In the first level, what we do is we give energy to the hands. So with the hands, you heal yourself. That is called self-healing. Then you go to the second level in which you can heal others. You can draw the symbol, you will be taught certain symbols. There are 3 symbols in Usui Reiki. Third level, the master symbol. Then finally, you have the mastership in which you can train the others.
Reiki can basically cure anything on God's green earth, believe me. But what happens is Reiki should be used in conjunction with Western medicine. Since Western medicine formulations certain chemicals which need to do the desired effect, Reiki is going to amplify the healing power of it. And at a later stage, I'll also be introducing you to something called a sound-based healing. So this sound-based healing plus Reiki plus your Western medicine can make a huge impact in a very short span of time. I told you about me, right? That I damaged the optic nerve in my right eye. So I was on a course of Western medicine and then I started doing Reiki along with that. And I started doing a little bit of sound-based healing. So that from the time it happened to the time it started healing, within about less than 1.5 months, I was told by the doctor, because they did an MRI and everything, that the nerve had started to regenerate and repair itself. So you've got to believe. The moment you believe, the stronger your belief is, that much quicker the impact Reiki has on you. It's all about belief at the end of the day. It's all about your conviction that Reiki can actually help you. Right? And any common day-to-day problem also can be very easily set right by Reiki. Let's say you're having a headache. Need not be attuned to Reiki at this moment of time. What you do, take your hands together and begin to do this. Your hands together, begin to do this. What this means is, I told you we have universal energy all around us, right? You are channelizing that energy and bringing it closer to yourself. Channelizing. After a while, couple of minutes, you'll slowly feel that your palms are getting warm. Then you have a headache, put it on your head. You have knee pain, put it on your knee. Your elbow is hurting, put it on your elbow. Let's say your eyes are burning, keep it on your eyes. You have a bit of earache, put it on your ear. To what extent? Let's say your tooth is gone bad, you have a cavity, you have not been able to go to the dentist thanks to the lockdown and whatnot. Hand on that part of the face where you feel that your tooth is paining. You can keep it like this also, or you can keep just one hand on it. So see, even before you are attuned, even before you get into the heat of Reiki and what it is, you can actually start to heal yourself in a very small manner, just by doing this, just by this. Meaning I'm taking the universal energy, bringing it close to me. Universal energy, close to me, close to me, close to me. And the more you do this every day, you are bringing the universal energy closer to you and you can use it for your benefit. You got that, please? Very simple thing. No rocket science at all. And the best part is you can do this anytime you are free. Let's say you are seated in front of the television, you're watching some TV with your family, and you are facing a bit of ache in the knee, or you're facing a bit of ache in your hand, or you are facing some joint pain.
Hello.
Keep doing it. And keep energizing, keep activating that part of the body where you have the pain. More or less, it will drive it away. See, in Reiki, you know, the more you do something, the effect becomes permanent. Because it's not like Reiki is a pill or Reiki is something where I do it only once and magic. I'm all right. I'm back to 18 years again. Absolutely not. Reiki is all about persistence. Reiki is all about practice. Reiki is all about commitment. The more you do it, the more pronounced would be the effect on you. You can understand, please. So that's why Reiki, the way it works is actually fivefold. Because I'll tell you something interesting. All of us think that we have only one body, which is what you see in front of you. I'll correct you. Every person has 5 bodies. We have the physical body, we have the mental body, we have the spiritual body, then we have the etheric, spatial body, then we also have an energy body. We have 5 bodies. Reiki will work on every single one of these bodies, and the effect is shown on your physical body, right? Interestingly, you know, we've had a lot of our own clients who are also in the medical profession. These guys today have become big fans of Reiki, big fans of Reiki. Medical professionals, guys who are looking at Western medicine, guys that are looking at tried and tested scientific methodologies, today are also adopting Reiki along with their practice. It makes a huge impact. Enormous impact. And when you look at Reiki, right? Again, I told you 5 bodies. I'll tell you Reiki has a 5-fold benefit. 1, Reiki helps bring abundance into your life. 2, Reiki helps reduce stress. 3, Reiki helps build relationships. And I will also say Reiki helps repair relationships also. If there is a strained relationship, brother and brother, father and son, mother and daughter, whatever it may be, Reiki will repair those relationships, right? 4th one, Reiki makes you a better person. 5th one, Reiki makes you more sympathetic, empathetic, and kind towards the world around you. So see, Reiki has these 5 benefits. And the more you are following Reiki, the more you are doing these things, each one of these benefits will accrue to your day-to-day life.
In fact, the one most beautiful thing about Reiki is it is flexible. As Vinay said, it's not that you sit in the puja room and you do it with a lot of, no, there is no rigidity. You see, you can sit in the garden, you can sit wherever you want, you can sit in front of the TV and do the exercises. So it is flexible. And as I was telling, like in Reiki, we also teach you about colors. What role can color play in your life? See, I'll give the example of the color blue. We recommend blue to advocates, professors, people who talk a lot, who want to get clientele, business people. So because blue is associated with the throat chakra, which is strengthened by using blue. So all this we will be learning in Reiki in the coming weeks. We will learn something called switch word. By switch word, I mean there are switch words. It could be a number, it could be a word. So we will tell you how to use it. In fact, a lot of people have benefited from chanting switch words. You can chant them, you can write them. Basically, switch word is like a mantra. There are different types of switch words for different purposes, like say for health, for getting a job, for improvement in health. So each one has got an individual switch word which you can chant for 108 times, or you can write it down. So this we will be discussing in the coming sessions. Then we will also be talking about the other components of Reiki, like working with angels, Then how do you clean your house? How to get negativity out of the house? How to clean the office cleansing. Then working with crystals or crystal therapy.
Yeah, so sort of wouldn't want to burden everyone with a huge host of concepts, because each one of these things we will take up as dedicated topics and we'll answer all your questions and all your queries.